also wanted to speak a little about Julian Assange, another reason why we're here. He is the founder of WikiLeaks, and his website has published a lot of information that the public really needs to know about abuses, not just by the United States government, but abuses by governments in other countries as well. He's published information about bad things done by the Russian elite, by the Chinese elite, and by many other countries, because his mission is for the public to find out what the elites are doing behind closed doors, and that's something very valuable. And last year he published an op-ed in the Washington Post, quoted President Eisenhower, who said that we have to guard against the acquisition of unwarranted influence, whether sought or unsought by the military-industrial complex. The potential for the disastrous rise of misplaced power exists and will persist. And that's something that Eisenhower said at the end of his presidential term back in 1961, but it's still relevant now. And Julian Assange has been one of the most courageous people in publishing things that not just the military-industrial complex, but other kinds of powerful groups have been doing behind closed doors and helping the public find out about it. So, I'm not saying he's a perfect person, but he has been doing an important service as part of the media. Now, he published that op-ed last year in the Washington Post, but he's not able to publish anymore because he has political asylum. He's in the embassy in Ecuador in London, but for the past 78 days, he's been unable to communicate. He can't meet with his friends and family. He can't meet with the media. His internet access has been cut off. He can only meet with his lawyers. So he's not even able to defend himself anymore, and our government is trying to arrest him, bring him to the United States. And when he got asylum a few years ago, the person who was president of Ecuador then was glad to give him hospitality, but the current president of Ecuador is more hostile. The current president of Ecuador, Moreno, says the conditions of his asylum prevent him from speaking about politics or intervening in the politics of friendly countries. And that's why we cut his communication. That's from President Moreno. He's also hated for different reasons by the leaders of the Democratic and the Republican Party. The Democratic Party has sued him for disclosing their emails, which show the ugly things that they were doing. And in the Democratic Party's lawsuit against him, they claim that their emails about how to manipulate voters are trade secrets. So they're charging him for releasing trade secrets. Well, I guess that shows something about some political parties here, that they claim that how they manipulate voters is a trade secret. The current Secretary of State, Mike Pompeo, he gave a speech when he was CIA director last year. He says it's time to call out WikiLeaks for what it really is, a non-state hostile intelligence service. That's how he perceives something that reveals wrongdoing to the public, a non-state hostile intelligence service. And he's also from Pompeo's speech. Pompeo said, "We have to recognize that we can no longer allow Assange and his colleagues the latitude to use free speech values against us. To give them the space to crush us with misappropriated secrets is a perversion of what our great Constitution stands for. It ends now." Right after saying that, the very next sentence Pompeo said was, "And finally, perhaps most importantly, we need to deepen the trust between the intelligence community and the citizens." He wants to take away the First Amendment. He says no, Assange or anybody like Assange shouldn't have a space to use free speech values, and then he says he wants to deepen the trust in the intelligence community. Well, I guess that's one way of deepening trust in the intelligence community if nobody finds out about their abuses, but I think the way to get trust in the intelligence community is that the intelligence community started living up to the values that it should be. It didn't start doing these abuses that WikiLeaks has to report on. We're standing up because we don't want Assange to be prosecuted, or neither Assange nor anybody else, just because they're telling the truth to the public about things that powerful people are doing wrong. So that's one of the reasons why we're here.